Warriors fans are in total shock. Jonathan Kuminga has reportedly made a stunning decision to join a rival team, and the Golden State community is reeling. This unexpected twist is sending shockwaves through the NBA, with fans questioning what went wrong and how the Warriors will recover. Did this come from locker room tension? Was it about playing time, money, or something deeper? With one move, Kuminga might have just flipped the balance of power in the Western Conference. Is this the beginning of a new rivalry or the end of an era for the Warriors? Don't miss the full breakdown of this emotional bombshell that's rocking Dub Nation to its core. It's the middle of the offseason, and while most teams are quietly recalibrating or scouting overseas, the Golden State Warriors are once again in the center of a full-blown roster storm. At the heart of it all, Jonathan Kuminga. Yep. The 22-year-old rising star, long seen as a potential franchise pillar for the Warriors' post-Curry era, is suddenly the subject of heated trade discussions. And it's not just vague rumors. We're talking real, credible reports that the Warriors are considering a sign-and-trade scenario possibly involving the Atlanta Hawks and a known name like John Collins. And the fanbase? Let's just say it's divided. Some are ready to move on and bring in proven help. Others? They see this as borderline betrayal. After all, Kuminga just had his breakout year. So why now? Let's walk through what's happening, why it's happening, and what it could mean for the future of the Warriors both short-term and long-term. Now, let's start with the basics. Kuminga is coming off the most promising season of his young career. He averaged just over 16 points, grabbed around 5 rebounds a night, and finally started showing signs of that scary two-way potential everyone talked about when he was drafted 7th overall back in 2021. But it wasn't just the stats. It was the confidence, the athleticism, the ability to attack the rim, defend multiple positions, and play with a level of assertiveness that the Warriors had been begging for. Remember, this is a team that for years leaned heavily on veterans Curry, Clay, Draymond, and recently even Butler. And yet, Kuminga forced his way into the rotation, made plays, and gained trust from Steve Kerr in critical moments. That wasn't the case in his first 2 years. Back then, he was raw. Explosive, yes, but inconsistent. This year? It felt different. He looked like a future star. Someone who could carry the team when the old guard finally handed over the keys. But here's the thing, Golden State doesn't have time to wait forever. They're in what many would call the twilight window of Stephen Curry's legendary career. He's 37 now. Still elite, but aging. Draymond isn't getting younger. Butler, if he stays, brings a sense of urgency. So the front office has a choice: build for the next era, or double down on trying to win another title right now. And that's where Kuminga's situation gets complicated. According to sources close to the front office, Golden State is evaluating 2 core options: retain Kuminga and commit to developing him as a cornerstone for the future, or use him as a trade chip to acquire a proven veteran who can help immediately. Someone like John Collins. Now, John Collins isn't the flashiest name out there, but he is a dependable frontcourt presence. At 6'9", he brings size, rebounding, scoring versatility, and a bit of shot blocking, things the Warriors sorely lacked last season, especially when their small ball lineups got exposed against bigger playoff teams. Collins has also been underutilized in Atlanta in recent years, and a fresh start might be exactly what he needs. But let's be real, trading Kuminga for Collins is not a straightforward win. It raises a ton of questions. First, are the Warriors giving up too soon on a guy who hasn't even scratched the surface of his potential? Second, how would Collins fit into the Warriors' system, especially on a team that thrives on motion, spacing, and unselfish play? And third, and this is a big one, what does Stephen Curry think about all this? You better believe he has a say. Not officially, of course. But if Curry wants Kuminga to stay, the front office will listen. On the flip side, if he believes Kuminga's style or timeline doesn't fit the win-now mentality, that matters too. What makes this story even juicier is the fan reaction. Warriors Reddit has been going crazy over this. Some fans are straight up furious at the idea of trading Kuminga. They see him as the one guy who could carry the torch after Curry. Others think it's the right time to sell high. Kuminga's trade value is peaking, and if you can turn him into someone like Collins or maybe even use him in a multi-team deal to get another star, it might be worth it. And let's not forget, Kuminga is about to get expensive. He's heading into the final year of his rookie deal, and restricted free agency is right around the corner. That means the Warriors would need to either extend him this off-season or risk letting him hit the market. And after watching what happened with Jordan Poole's contract situation, they're understandably cautious. It's also worth pointing out that Kuminga's relationship with Steve Kerr hasn't always been smooth. Last season, there were rumors of tension, especially early on when Kuminga was frustrated with his role. To Kerr's credit, he adjusted, gave Kuminga more minutes, and that paid off. But if that tension resurfaces, especially as the team's hierarchy gets more crowded, it could be a problem. Another layer to this is the cap situation. Golden State is one of the league's highest spending teams. They've already paid deep into the luxury tax, and keeping Kuminga on a potentially large extension might force tough decisions elsewhere. Trading him now could offer cap flexibility, especially if they can get back a player like Collins on a more predictable contract, or use him in a trade to reduce their long-term payroll. Now let's explore a bit of a deeper angle here. What if the Warriors hold on to Kuminga past the offseason but still trade him later? That's a real possibility. Under NBA rules, if Golden State extends Kuminga or makes him a restricted free agent and he signs, they could still explore trade options after December 15th, when most newly signed players become eligible for trades. That would give the team more time to evaluate his progress, see how he meshes with Curry and Butler, and decide if he's worth the long-term investment. And then there's the outside interest. It's not just the Hawks sniffing around. Rumors suggest the Mavericks and Nets are also monitoring Kuminga's situation. Both teams could use a dynamic wing with size and athleticism. Dallas, in particular, has been looking for someone to run with Luka Doncic and take defensive pressure off him. Brooklyn, meanwhile, is in semi-rebuild mode and might offer draft picks or young talent in return. So, if you're the Warriors, you're not just fielding offers, you're strategically positioning yourself. You've got a young player with serious upside, and teams know that. That gives you leverage. But it also puts pressure on you to make the right call. And here's the irony, the Warriors might be punished for developing Kuminga well. He's shown so much progress that he now costs more. He demands more minutes. And he has more suitors. It's a good problem to have, but still a problem. Let's not forget the chemistry factor either. The Warriors are very much a rhythm team. They thrive when roles are clearly defined. Bringing in someone like Collins or even another forward changes that dynamic. Will he be okay playing second fiddle to Curry and Butler? How does that impact Draymond Green, who is still the vocal leader on defense? And what about minutes for other young guys like Moses Moody or even rookie draft picks?